I'm just gonna ask.
The streets of South Memphis have witnessed their fair share of rags-to-riches stories, but none as captivating as Gloria Hallelujah Woods, aka Glorilla, rise to fame. This ain't your typical tale of overcoming adversity. This is a story of genuine struggle and resilience that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Growing up in one of the most unforgiving neighborhoods in the South, Glo's household was a melting pot of chaos. With 9 siblings, 6 brothers, and 4 sisters all crammed into a small space, every meal was a struggle, and making it to the next week was an accomplishment in itself. But amidst this sea of faces, Glo stood out. Her mom had marked her as different from jump, giving her that middle name, Hallelujah. Glo's early life was not just defined by her household dynamics, but also by her involvement in church. Yes, you read that right. Before she was spitting bars about being FNF, free no fees, Glo was singing gospel joints like Amazing Grace and Encourage Yourself. Her family was at church every single Sunday without fail, and this girl had pipes. She could really sing, not just rap. But the streets have a way of calling young people, and when high school hit, church became less frequent, and Glo started experimenting with the loud pack. The singing took a back seat to other priorities, and the path that would eventually lead to rap stardom began to take shape. Fast forward to early 2022, and we find Glo linking up with producer Hit Kid on what would become the track that changed the whole game, FNF. This wasn't just some random studio session, it was lightning in a bottle. Once-in-a-generation magic that you can't manufacture or fake. The song absolutely demolished every platform it touched, going viral on TikTok, hitting the Billboard Hot 100, and even snagging a Grammy nomination. But let's keep it 100 about what FNF really represented in the culture. This wasn't just another rap joint. This was a whole anthem for women who were tired of settling for less than they deserve. Free became a battle cry for females who were ready to level up without needing some broke boy to validate them. The message was crystal clear: I don't need no dusty dude to pay my bills, boost my confidence, or define my worth. But success in the music game always comes with drama, and the FNF situation was no different. Hit Kid, the producer who crafted the beat, came sideways claiming that Glorilla and CMG were trying to secure ownership of the track without putting him in the loop. This type of behind-the-scenes business drama is exactly what happens when a song blows up, and everybody wants their piece of the pie. Told you and your manager every day that we was in LA with Sweetie that labels are going to try to sign you because of FNF. So, watch out. I also told you to let me know when labels reach out so we can be on the same page, but you still went and signed my song without telling me. Glorilla wasn't about to let nobody play her or question her hustle. Her response showed exactly why she was built different. Made so much money from FNF and I haven't made not one red cent other than shows. But I'm still prospering because guess what?
I can rap in real life, and ain't no MF1 hit wonder.
She wrote every single lyric and every single song she ever put out. Even after all this, Glorilla still had love for Hit Kid. They came up together. But the early drama was just a preview of what was coming. The music industry is full of vultures and snakes.
And when you're a young artist blowing up fast, everybody wants to test you.
Every major label was trying to get at her, flying her out for meetings and promising her the world. But Glorilla was smart enough to take her time and not get caught up in the hype. What made her different from a lot of artists who get starstruck by the major label courting process was her street smarts and business sense. She spent 2 weeks meeting with different labels before finally sitting down with Yo Gotti. And so when I had finally linked with him, it was on a yacht. We had met on the yacht and stuff, and we were just chopping it up, and then the rest was history. How you get to Gotti last though?
Gotti right there in Memphis, right?
Because it's like I don't know. I probably was scared. But what sealed the deal wasn't just Gotti's street credibility or his paper. It was his vision for her career. Unlike all them other label executives who just saw FNF as a fluke or were trying to figure out how to recreate that same energy, Gotti recognized Glorilla's potential and believed in her whole catalog. But little did she know that her rise to fame would be met with controversy. On July 22, 2025, Glorilla was arrested in
Big bag, big Glock in my hip. Wow, that was it. Okay, what are you thinking?
Forsyth County, Georgia on some felony possession charges. Weed and a controlled substance. But hold up, before y'all start thinking she was out here trapping or moving weight, let me tell you how this really went down. This arrest ain't happened because she was on the corner slinging or because she got caught dirty in a traffic stop.
Nah, fam.
This happened because some grimy-ass burglars broke into her crib while she was out of town performing at the WNBA All-Star Weekend. And when the police showed up to investigate the break-in, they found some bud in her bedroom and decided that arresting the victim was more important than catching the real criminals. Let that marinate for a second, fam. Shorty calls the law because her house got violated, her family got traumatized, and her insert something got stolen. And instead of these boys in blue focusing on finding the real perpetrators who committed the actual crimes, they decided to flip the script and make her the criminal. They booked her and she had to post a $22, $260 bond. All because she had some personal stash in her own damn house that she wasn't even at when the crime happened. Her response on social was raw as hell and kept it all the way real. She hit Twitter with some fire that got over 3.6 million views. Crazy. My house got home invaded Saturday while I was in Indianapolis performing for the WNBA All-Star Game. And instead of focusing on finding the suspects, they focus on some cannabis. But to really understand how we got to this point, we got to rewind and talk about the come-up story that brought Glorilla Hallelujah Woods from the blocks of South Memphis to headlining major events. This ain't your typical rags to riches fairy tale. This is some real hood struggle turned triumph that Hollywood couldn't even script properly. Picture growing up in a spot where you got 9 siblings, 6 brothers, and 4 sisters all cramped up in South Memphis, which anybody who knows is one of the grittiest, most unforgiving neighborhoods in the South. We talking about a situation where every meal was a struggle, where air mattresses were luxury furniture, and where making it to the next week was an accomplishment in itself. But Gloria wasn't just another face in that crowded household. Her moms marked her as different from jump, giving her that middle name, Hallelujah. While all her brothers got Carmichael, and her sisters got Nicole. My mama always say she marked me, but I ain't never feel, I ain't never feel no special than none of the other kids who y'all was treated the same. It just growing up my mama had me near her like I was like right hand. This girl had pipes and could really sing, not just rap. She used to sing Amazing Grace and encourage herself in church.
Used to sing Amazing Grace. Used to sing this song called Encourage Yourself.
You were really a singer. Yeah, I did. And ain't nobody tell you that Glorilla was a product of the streets. She still got love for her community, even after achieving stardom. But with great power comes great controversy, and now Glorilla finds herself in a fight for her freedom, facing felony charges that could change the course of her life forever. The music industry is full of vultures and snakes, but no one expected this. The arrest of Glorilla, a young artist who is just getting started. The world is watching as she fights for her rights, and we can't help but wonder. Will Glorilla's story be one of triumph or tragedy?
Only time will tell.
But one thing's for sure. Glorilla's rise to fame has been nothing short of remarkable, and her legacy will continue to inspire generations to come. As the world waits with bated breath for Glorilla's next move, we're reminded that in the music industry, sometimes it takes a little bit of controversy to make an artist truly shine. And with Glorilla, it looks like this story is far from over. She's still got a lot more to say, and her voice will be heard loud and clear for years to come. So, as we bid farewell to Glorilla, we can't help but wonder what the future holds for this talented young artist.
Will she bounce back stronger than ever?
Or will this controversy mark the beginning of the end?
Only time will tell.
But one thing's for sure. Glorilla's story is a reminder that even in the darkest of times, there's always hope. And so, we say goodbye to Glorilla, but not before she leaves us with one last message. I may be down, but I'm never out. As Glorilla's story continues to unfold, it becomes increasingly clear that her journey is not just about music or fame, but also about resilience and determination in the face of adversity. The events leading up to her sentencing serve as a stark reminder that success can be a double-edged sword.
No problem with that. Mention the Breakfast Club if you want to go viral.
And his platform is big enough for these artists to, you seen what his platform did for Tweaker. So
yeah,
of course,
no, he's
French,
had a lot of.
You said French just dropped a song.
Yeah, today.
Exposing artists like Glorilla to both immense opportunities and harsh scrutiny. The 2024 arrest in Gwinnett County, Georgia, on DUI charges marked a turning point in Glo's life. What was initially presented as a routine traffic stop quickly escalated into a heated exchange between the officer and Glorilla herself. The body cam footage reveals a woman who already senses she's being treated unfairly, with Glorilla famously stating, "Enlighten me on who you are. You're seeing me. No, 'cause you still going to pick on me." The tension in this interaction sets the tone for what would become a pattern of behavior from law enforcement towards Glorilla, one that prioritizes control over justice and fairness. Despite her protests, Glorilla was subjected to field sobriety tests and eventually arrested, with the officer confidently stating, "No, ma'am. Ido." This exchange not only raises questions about racial profiling, but also underscores the systemic issues at play in how the justice system treats successful young black artists. As Glorilla's career continued to soar, her personal life began to reflect the pressures of fame. Interviews from this period reveal a woman struggling with heartbreak and body image issues, speaking candidly about her struggle to eat and maintain a healthy lifestyle amidst the constant scrutiny. This vulnerability only serves to make her more relatable, but also paints a target on her back. The controversy surrounding her use of an offensive word in her lyrics in August 2024 was a defining moment for Glorilla's character. Rather than doubling down or making excuses, she chose to revise the lyrics and address the concerns head-on. This level of accountability is rare in the rap game but speaks volumes about Glorilla's commitment to being a positive influence. The release of her debut album, Glorious, in October 2024 was met with both praise and criticism, including controversy surrounding her collaboration with gospel artists on Rain Down on Me. Despite initial pushback from some members of the gospel community, it was later revealed that Glorilla had grown up in the church, serving in the choir. This authentic connection to her roots underscores a genuine desire to bridge the gap between her past and present. However, success brought more than just accolades for Glorilla. It also drew unwanted attention from law enforcement. The burglary of her home in Indianapolis on July 20, 2025, would have been a traumatic event for anyone, but what followed was nothing short of infuriating. Instead of focusing on the real perpetrators who broke into her house and terrorized her family, the police responded by arresting Glorilla for possession of marijuana found in her bedroom closet. This turn of events highlights the systemic issues at play, where successful black women are targeted more than others, their actions scrutinized under a microscope. The lack of arrests made in connection with the actual burglary speaks volumes about the priorities of law enforcement and the justice system. As word spread about Glorilla's arrest, social media erupted in outrage, with many recognizing the pattern of victim blaming that had become all too familiar. Glorilla herself would later respond to the situation, showcasing a resilience and determination that has defined her career from the start. In the aftermath of these events, it becomes clear that Glorilla's story is not just about music or fame, but about the fight for justice and fairness in a system designed to fail young black artists. The final act of her journey would be nothing short of poignant, a testament to her character and the unrelenting spirit that drives her. As we look back on Glorilla's journey, it becomes apparent that success, fame, or even talent do not guarantee protection from the injustices faced by many young black artists. The system remains unchanged, with a tendency to punish victims rather than perpetrators. Yet, in the face of overwhelming odds, Glorilla continues to rise above, her voice growing louder and more determined with each passing day. As we bid farewell to Glorilla, we are left with one final message: I may be down, but I'm never out. This anthem of resilience echoes throughout her journey, a beacon of hope in the darkest of times. It is this unwavering spirit that will forever define Glorilla's legacy and serve as an inspiration to generations to come. In conclusion, Glorilla's story serves as a stark reminder that success is not always the guarantee of happiness or protection from adversity. The journey of this talented young artist has been marked by both triumphs and tribulations, but it is her unwavering determination in the face of injustice that will forever be remembered. As we reflect on Glorilla's journey, it becomes increasingly clear that her story is a testament to the resilience.
Nia be having a couple artists come through or whatever, but
because that platform is like, you get on there, all them kids going to listen to the music. I mean, you know what I mean? So,
yeah.
That verse was trash, by the way.
Did they do a song?
So,
resilience and determination of young black artists in the face of overwhelming adversity. The system, with its tendency to punish victims rather than perpetrators, has consistently shown itself to be unjust and discriminatory. Yet, despite being constantly targeted by those who seek to bring her down, Glorilla continues to rise above. One of the most striking aspects of Glorilla's story is the way she uses her platform to speak truth to power and inspire others to do the same. Her music is more than just a reflection of her own experiences. It's also a call to action for young people who feel marginalized and oppressed by the system. By speaking out against injustice, Glorilla has become a beacon of hope in a world that often seems devoid of it. But what makes Glorilla's story truly remarkable is the way she navigates the complexities of fame and fortune without losing sight of her values and principles. Despite being at the height of her career, she remains unapologetically herself, refusing to compromise on her art or her message. This takes courage, especially in an industry that often prioritizes commercial success over creative integrity. Glorilla's unwavering commitment to speaking truth to power is evident in her recent social media posts, which have sparked widespread outrage and solidarity with the hip-hop community and beyond. Her raw, unfiltered honesty has resonated deeply with fans who feel similarly marginalized and oppressed by a system that seems designed to keep them down. One of the most striking aspects of Glorilla's response is the way she uses her platform to challenge the status quo and spark meaningful conversations about justice and inequality. By refusing to be silenced or intimidated, she has inspired countless young people to speak out against injustice and demand change. But Glorilla's story isn't just about her own struggles. It's also about the broader systemic issues that affect countless young black artists who achieve success. The system seems designed to criminalize their success, to find reasons to bring them down, to send a message that no matter how high you climb, you're still subject to different rules. The legal implications of Glorilla's case are serious as hell. She's facing felony charges for possession of marijuana and controlled substance charges that could result in significant prison time if she gets convicted. But more than that, these charges could affect her ability to travel internationally to perform at certain venues to build the empire she's been grinding towards her whole life. The irony is staggering, fam. Here's a young woman who pulled herself out of poverty, who went from sleeping on air mattresses to building a multi-million-dollar empire, who's used her platform to inspire others and give back to her community. She's exactly the kind of success story America claims to celebrate. But instead of being protected and supported, she's being criminalized and targeted. Glorilla already faced legal troubles before, including that DUI arrest in April 2024, which suggests a pattern of increased scrutiny that goes way beyond what most celebrities face. It's like her success painted a target on her back that law enforcement can't resist aiming for. The support from Glorilla's legal squad has been unwavering. Attorney Drew Finling's statement calling the arrest a disturbing window into how law enforcement priorities have become wasn't just legal posturing. It was a moral stand that resonated with people across the country who have witnessed similar injustices.
The future of Glorilla's case remains uncertain.
The legal system moves slow, and there's no telling how this will ultimately be resolved. But what is certain is that Glorilla has already won in the most important way possible. She's shown the world who she really is, and she's inspired millions of people to never give up on their dreams, no matter what obstacles they face. Whether she's eventually cleared of all charges, whether justice is ultimately served, or whether this becomes another example of a system that fails its most vulnerable citizens, one thing is crystal clear. Glorilla's impact on hip-hop, culture, and the lives of young people around the world is already cemented. As we reflect on Glorilla's journey, it becomes increasingly clear that her story is a testament to the resilience and determination of young black artists in the face of overwhelming adversity. The system, with its tendency to punish victims rather than perpetrators, has consistently shown itself to be unjust and discriminatory. Yet, despite being constantly targeted by those who seek to bring her down, Glorilla continues to rise above. And so, we're left with one final message. Will her story be a cautionary tale of the price of success in a system designed to fail young black artists, or will it inspire generations to come with its unwavering spirit and unrelenting determination?
I was hoping the show would still go on. Because they really up for it. They ready to come.
Her concert is a go as Glow's attorneys push back against the charges, calling her arrest a disturbing window into how warped law enforcement priorities have become, going on to say Miss Woods is a victim, not a suspect. Glorilla on X mentioning how instead of deputies focusing on finding the suspects, they focus on some cannabis. The Forsyth County Sheriff emphasized she's a victim of a serious crime. At the same time, we must continue to uphold and enforce the law in all aspects of this case.
And we did reach out to the district attorney's office for comment on the investigation and the charges, but we have yet to hear back.